Hi, this is Meghan Falcone.
My name? It's Josh Brenner.
And Seth Brenner.
I liked that one.
You've never liked one before.
No, they've all been very bad.
It's going to be a great episode.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. We've been living in the same house, and we have not seen each other.
It's not good.
You've been working
It's not
round the clock, and we
Have been sleeping.
have been just so tuckered out from all the working you've been doing.
Well, Meg's enthralled in a book.
I am reading, I've recently gotten into, maybe as a result of this podcast, like trashy romance novels
Oh, good.
set in science fiction worlds. So I've been reading Manacled. 12 out of 10, I would have to rate that book. It's a Harry Potter fanfic that is very sexy. I've been reading the Fourth Wing series. I'm in the second book now. It's very poorly written, but very sexy.
I'm charmed that you would call those science fiction. I think fantasy all around is probably the genre there, man.
Yeah, you're right.
It is weird for me, you reading the romance novels.
Maybe this is something we need to investigate.
I actually
You're right. Let's talk about Seth.
No, I think it would actually benefit you so much, Seth, to read some romance novels because this is true.
Because you're not doing it right, Seth.
Guy,
No.
clearly.
I think that men mostly watch pornographic videos but this is like women's porn, and I think you would be really surprised that the sexy scenes are frequently like a man running his fingers through a woman's hair for 15 minutes. It's just
Oh, Megan's suggesting that maybe you touch someone.
the girls.
We're going to figure out what the numbers are for porn watchers, because I think it has become far more equal. I still think it leans...
women and men
Yes,
both
okay,
enjoying
that's neither
pornography.
here nor there.
No,
they
that is
certainly-
100%
They
here.
certainly touch each other in porn too, Seth.
They do. Very specific types of touching. Oh, God.
We have a listener, Melinda, who said she wishes that you would take my advice because a hand on the small of the back can be all the encouragement a woman needs to know that a guy is really interested in her.
Is that the same hand on the back that when men get in trouble for being inappropriate in their offices and stuff, that
Right.
women say was on their back? I support those women 100%, and I'm not sure if I support either you or Melinda.
Believe women! Melinda and I are women, and we're telling you.
How many times do we have to go over this?
We're not going to go over it again.
All right, I've got something. I'm prepared for the podcast.
Oh, good.
From the Aspen Times.
Oh.
Singles on the Slopes. Finding friends and lovers at Aspen Snowmass. Watching a group of around 60 mostly single adults split off into groups over the course of a week-long ski vacation is kind of like a mini reality show. It starts on a Sunday night, said Chuck Artillo, co-owner of Singles Ski, a travel company that organizes ski trips for single adults.
Oh my god, you should do that.
I should be hosting these,
Everybody's
is what I
at
should
the
be
welcome
doing.
party, and on the first night, the group does introductions around the room. People are just kind of looking at each other. By Tuesday night, people break out into little groups and are socializing. Then they tend to gravitate toward their desired partner. And then by Wednesday night, there's always a hookup.
It's like Love Island, but snow.
It's Snow Island. Attendees range in age from young 20s to post-retirement,
Perfect.
though the average age is about 50. Perfect.
I am nowhere near 50.
Yeah, I
am
mean...
still closer to 40 than I am 50.
Well,
Producer Sam Gray
groan. Just a
has
groan.
just pre-episode has told us that he does not like to be part of the podcast, which has encouraged me to make him part of the podcast. And he moments ago, I'm sure it was not picked up by microphone, just went. Wait, let's not skip over Singles on the Slopes. Would you be interested?
I certainly would not turn down said invitation. I would certainly go to these mixer thingies if that was a thing in Aspen. Sure.
So they go all over. They pick a different mountain. They organize these trips, and they're like, oh, I'm not always looking for romance, but it's a good way to get to know
Sure.
people, have some people to ski with, and if something happens, it happens.
A friend of mine who I work with was telling me about something similar. I don't know how this works, but sometimes it's like you have to have a roommate. You have to share up to 3 or 4 people into a room with some of these organized trips. I would need to look into this, but
if you want to find a partner, don't you want to prepare yourself for a lifelong roommate?
See now you're off on a topic.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Now you're off on a topic.
It always a little bit comes down to your creature comforts.
It's not creature comforts. It's just what I'm used to.
Speaking of creature comforts, I have been thinking about the cool girl, and I'm mad at you.
Oh.
So the rat drank the water.
Yeah.
You know? So what? I think we have to be willing to look beyond this a little bit.
I've been in shock. For a week I've been in shock about that story. It's a ridiculous story.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my universe.
I don't want to get into the history of your relationships in terms of, like, I know...
Yeah, that's great because we're not going to.
I know. But I want to ask you, if you had to say, in your last serious relationship, what you did wrong, what would you say your flaw was?
Oh, I care too much.
Come on, I'm serious.
I'm being completely serious.
You think you get too emotionally invested?
I give too much. It becomes very one-sided.
All right, it's time for Relationship Corner.
It's Relationship Corner, y'all.
That's better. The Barry White?
I don't know that was Barry White.
It was very white, whatever it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, here it goes. It's a voice memo.
Oh, we love the voice memos.
Hi, Seth in the City podcast. I wanted to send you in a little micro story about my experience with dating apps in Los Angeles.
Please pause.
I
Perfect voice for Relationship Corner. Thank you for sending this in.
Yeah, like a Katharine Hepburn type thing happening.
joined some dating apps during a summer where my now husband, then boyfriend, and I took a break. I was on the dating apps for about 3 months. I had every experience that you can imagine, many of which Seth has also had. Dating people with questionable racial views. Dating people who clearly only liked the school that I went to.
I wonder what school she went to.
I mean,
Fit 'em.
Hogwarts.
Dating people who ghosted me, dating people who would chit-chat on the app for weeks on end without ever making a move.
Oh,
Anyways.
pen pal, the worst.
Are you a little bit of a pen pal sometimes?
When I'm traveling, yeah, but I try to put my offense out there on quickly.
I had a friend who would, not with the app so much, but just in a general sense with sort of like casual dating and relationships. The metaphor was grilling burgers. You know, you're keeping some warm on the upper thing. Some are actively on the fire. Some are just off and cooking. And I found that not nice.
It's reprehensible, but it's accurate.
If you're grilling that many burgers, you're grilling them for a crowd. You're only trying to find one wife.
Currently, sure. But
you're looking for backup.
He's currently looking for one wife.
He's currently looking for his second wife before he meets his first.
Listen, if the laws change.
Anyways, the one thing that I got out of that summer of dating on the dating apps was actually something I never would have expected, which is that multiple men recommended the show Rick and Morty to me, and I finally decided to watch it after 3 whole months of having men recommend that show to me.
Hold on.
Rick and Morty?
You haven't seen Rick and Morty?
I've never seen it, but now I feel like I have to.
Yeah, you should watch Rick and Morty.
Wait, which one's Rick and Morty? That's not the puberty one, is it?
Rick and Morty is
the scientist.
Doc and Marty.
Yeah.
So it's like they took Back to the Future and then just like.
And when I did watch it, it was a delight. So thank you, dating apps, for recommending a really fabulous show to me from the collective minds of half of the single men in Los Angeles.
Well,
thank you for writing in. And
calling in.
For speaking in. This is interesting because Rick and Morty, there is a weird kind of like a Gamergate fandom associated with it, which is like a little bit like, we're smart nerd men and no one else gets it. And I think it's very interesting that there was a whole group of men pushing the show on female partners. And I wonder if it was like a test to be like, well, is she cool and smart enough to get Rick and Morty?
Is there like a top 5 episodes I should be watching of this? Or...
I mean, I'm a Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick!
Pickle Rick. Okay.
Thank you, caller. That was really great and sort of speaks to what you're always talking about, which is that you take from this what you can take from it.
I agree. And again, but that's sort of who I am. I'm happy to meet people. I enjoy it. I enjoy that aspect of it. Even a quote-unquote bad date, it's not that big a deal.
Have you been told of anything on a date that you then did, saw, listened to, like anything that interests you beyond the confines of the date?
Right when I moved to Santa Monica, I went out with this woman, and she gave me a bunch of like restaurants to try, bars to check out, wine shops to look into. I like took out my phone and made a list, and she actually made the list for me.
The interior designer?
No, different girl.
Oh.
And that was, again, a positive thing to take out of the date, which was pretty boring, but really great recommendations.
Do you like kind of casual chit chat more than you like in-depth conversation with someone you know well and have spent time with intimately?
It's both. I enjoy cocktail party, moving from conversation to conversation, room to room, but also it's great to have that connection, that really deep conversation when you know, or like friends you haven't seen in forever, or someone you are getting to know that you really get to know the in and outs of them.
Where you can just give them everything because that's your fatal flaw.
That's my fatal flaw.
This has been Relationship Corner, y'all.
Relationship corner. Seth, you go on any good dates this week since you blew it up with the girl of your dreams?
She's not the girl of my dreams. Gross.
Seth has just scratched his tongue. He's still thinking. Is it haunting your dreams? You see what I did there?
That
Very
is solid. Yeah. We're getting tested for bubonic. We're doing the full gauntlet.
You go into work and just do a quick blood draw on
The
yourself.
whole thing.
Do you ever do that? You ever take advantage of like, oh well, I'm in the hospital, I might as well.
It's not possible anymore. We used to be able to do it back in the day.
Oh no! What a bummer.
Everything is all computerized, digitalized now. That you have to. Everything is scanned in with the computers.
No freebies.
It was great once upon a time. those days they're over.
What if you told them you were dating a woman who kisses her rat?
I'd keep that one under rats. But yeah, I like to keep things moving forward, and so sort of went on a date. It was a weird situation.
Okay.
It wasn't someone I was super interested in. Someone that I knew kind of going into it wasn't like an ideal fit on paper for me.
So you can go ahead and probably skip this episode, it sounds like, if you're listening at home.
Just hang on.
I disagree. I think sometimes the people that we're least expecting turn out to be the loves of our life.
I think given our proximity around this table and squeezing up to this microphone gives you the false impression that we should be engaging in some sort of physical contact or strokes on the cheek. I agree with Seth. Let's not touch.
Okay. Wow.
Great.
I respect your boundaries.
You don't.
Okay.
Sure.
So, what was it on paper that didn't grab you?
I think I am a very regimented, pretty organized, on top of things person.
No, totally. You just, as we know, you're very organized because you just sent us a photo that you took on your phone of your computer screen
Yes.
of your work calendar,
Uh-huh.
so that we can schedule around you. You're super on top of things.
On top of things. This woman who was incredibly kind and sweet and attractive, but was super artsy.
Oh.
Wait. I'm confused. Have we matched? Are we
Yeah,
on an app? What's happening?
Sorry, let's back up then.
Have we ever done this before?
It's my first time, sorry. We matched on Bumble. She's definitely Bumble.
You've sort of got to feel about it. Like, you're like, oh, no, she's a Bumble. Just
Imagine
by...
those bikini pictures.
No bikini pictures.
Is that where you go in your mind?
No, well.
You know, sometimes if you play like a video game for a long time, then you like close your eyes to go to sleep, you're like still seeing the video game. Do you ever have that with the apps where you're like seeing the apps in your mind's eye because you've been on them swiping so much?
Yes.
Yes, right?
No, a little.
Seth,
Okay, yes.
can you be real with us
Okay,
today?
yes. The answer is yes. Sometimes yes.
No, what would be interesting is to do the swiping on the dating apps on the new Apple Vision Pro goggles.
I knew you were
Nobody
going
wants
to
I
to
say
wonder
talk
what
about
that
I
would
knew
be
you were
like.
gonna
That's
say
very immersive.
Let me tell you, we will never be sponsored by Apple Pro Vision goggles.
Well, they won't be around much longer,
Yeah.
apparently.
Javier Bardem apparently tried them, and he like did the whole demo with them on camera. I guess it was like a promotional thing or something. And he takes them off, and he goes, "Well, that's going to be insane for porn."
Okay, so you match and then you.
So we match. We start
message.
messaging. Her profile is very artsy. She paints. She does
Cool.
sculpting. She does anything you can imagine in the art world.
Yeah, great match for Meghan.
I love her.
We found one for Josh. We got to find one for you.
And why does that give you pause?
I'm not an art guy. I'm not anti. I'm not. The artistic world is outside my area of understanding.
So why does that affect your relationship?
It doesn't, but I'm just saying on paper, probably not a great fit.
Opposites attract.
They do.
That's interesting. So you feel much more comfortable. We've talked about how a lot of your dates you're talking to medical sales or pharmaceutical reps or whatever, and that just feels easy and comfortable, and you're good to do that. But someone who's more interested in fine art, you're not as good on as comfortable footing.
Better with fine art. This was way more abstract. This was more random person on the corner who she sees, or like street graffiti, and she's like into that and the point. It's
so she's cool.
Yeah, she's really cool.
No, she's cool, and I'm not. So this is a problem.
Interesting. So what is are you afraid that you will not know if the work is good?
Yes, not afraid, but I can't see what these amazing people see. I don't look at this magnificent work of art, whatever it is, and understand it. Same thing with poetry. Same thing with
poetry.
I don't know.
But okay.
Wait, hold on. You've never read a poem and been like, oh, that's nice. I get something from
very
that.
Rarely. Very, very rarely.
Okay, but this is two separate issues. Do you?
No, it's all one issue.
No. Do you not like the way it makes you feel?
No, it's totally
Or
fine.
do you not like the way that you might make her feel?
No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. I'm not like weirded out by this.
Okay.
I can't move on. He's never liked a poem.
I have liked a poem or two.
He likes Where the Sidewalk Ends by
Shel Silverstein.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic stuff.
Sure.
Big fan of Shel. Used to write for Playboy.
Oh man. Oh, that
did.
got me good.
That's a fun factoid. Okay, so you're a little uncomfortable, and we haven't quite nailed down why, but
It's not uncomfortable.
cool
It's just
art makes you feel weird.
it doesn't make me feel weird. I just don't get it. It's
And it's not, it doesn't light you up to talk about it, even though you just very recently said you could talk about anything. This is your kryptonite.
Happy
Cool
to discuss.
art is your kryptonite.
Yeah, cool art. Happy to discuss. It's sort of lost on me.
So what about the profile lets you know that this is going to be a little too funky cool for you?
Just a couple of her pictures are her like covered in paint.
Yes.
Cool.
Painting. Yeah, which is cool.
So what about her profile makes you know that you might like her?
She's playing guitar in one picture, which is super cool.
Yeah.
She's really attractive. I'm more interested in why she would be interested in me.
Oh, so you're feeling it makes you a little intimidated or insecure, maybe.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so what's her opening line on Bumble?
Hey there, doctor. And honestly, the conversation was very easy back and forth.
Okay.
And she was very, very, very sweet.
Yeah.
It progressed easily to text messaging.
Okay.
Great.
I didn't even bother Zooming with this one, but we did do a
Oh.
phone. We did do a phone call. Problem right now is that I'm in and out of town.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's been tough to meet up. She was supposed to go to this art gallery opening for a friend of a friend's art gallery thing.
Cool.
Pulse quickens, sweat starts to
What
bead
am
on
I-
his
what am I gonna
forehead.
do? I started reading up on George O'Keeffe. I started.
You figured it was probably a Georgia O'Keeffe show at
Felt-
this cool
felt very much
Silver
like-
Lake
yeah.
Gallery.
It wasn't.
Seth, you're cracking me up. I just wanted to tell you.
Unintentional comedy. We're texting back and forth. She finally texted me that the friends she was supposed to go with to the gallery had to cancel. She got an extra ticket to this thing. Do I want to come?
Okay.
Cool.
Very cool.
And you're a yes guy.
For this stuff, unlike going on a truck drive in the woods, I am a yes guy.
Hold on.
Why are you going on
A
a truck?
truck drive in the woods?
This woman who went with this guy in Seattle, went on the thing, went on the ferry, went on the truck drive.
Are the relationship corners really affecting you, Seth?
Not positively. I can tell you that much.
That's interesting. Are we just giving him even more baggage?
Is there room for more?
Just cooking eggs in his head.
Well, I'm relieved.
Nice.
I thought you were trying to create a poem in real time, and it was.
I thought he thought that the Robert Frost was about a truck drive in the woods.
Well, sometimes the road less traveled. Is that Robert Frost? I think that is Robert Frost.
The road less taken. Yeah.
The road not taken. There it is.
Road less traveled. The road less traveled, but it's actually the road not taken. We're gonna have to get corrections on this.
on that one. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue
there
fish.
you go. Are you comfortable with that poetry?
Very much so. He's a doctor.
Yeah, that's true. I think our gallery opening is awesome because I think there's always like fun past drinks and apps, and I think it's a cool space. Like sometimes there's music that's good. There's cool people watching. I think it's fun.
It's also like taking a walk. Like you're not just sitting there stuck at the table.
Yeah.
You're sort of moving around. There's always something to talk about and discuss.
It's a great date. And for this date, it's maybe too late, but for the future, everybody I know in the art world is kind of a fraud. So I think that you could, if you're just really confident.
I'm not ready to call all of art fraud. I think there are some redeeming qualities. I think many of the practitioners are very skilled and studied.
Of course they're skilled, but I'm saying you don't have to feel afraid. I think it's an approachable space.
I don't disagree with either one of you. I still don't get it. All of that being said, last minute got the call. I'm in.
I love her.
Where is it? Where's this happening?
Downtown.
Okay.
And she
All right.
lives downtown. So get dressed last minute, sprint downtown as fast as I can, despite, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock traffic on the 10.
In your boots?
Santa Monica to downtown.
Of course I'm wearing my boots.
Yeah, are you wearing your gallery boots?
Yes, these are my going out gallery boots.
Nice. Very nice.
Do you have a boot for different occasions?
No.
Okay, so what happens how do you meet up?
She's waiting for me outside the gallery,
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
smoking a cigarette.
Oh, that's not going to be great for you.
Not great.
Okay.
Does it say on her profile she's a casual smoker?
No, and didn't come up in our texting conversation.
Smoker's one of the check boxes?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. Drugs are on there. Pills, marijuana. I mean, it's
Huh.
you can put a lot out there. I have this video of this girl that I saved. She's literally sitting by the pool and just smoking a joint
You
You
saved
saved
that?
for the podcast.
Well, we
I
haven't
don't think
seen
it's been
it.
shown to
That's
us.
interesting.
Seems like that might be the private collection.
It might be.
But women also enjoy porn.
Well, thank you for telling me what women enjoy.
So she's smoking a cigarette. That's not my favorite thing in the entire world. But does look exactly like her profile picture. She's wearing all black, these cut up jeans,
Yeah.
black boots. I mean, she looked great.
What's your vibe? Like, are you fully excited by that, or are you a little intimidated, or a little like?
Not intimidated. I'm just like wondering, this is kind of going in there hesitating anyways, and now we got a cigarette break, and it's like
Seth is like the kid in middle school who's like new to the school, and he's got his tray, and he like sees the table he wants to sit with, but he's like, I don't know if I should sit with that cool girl.
What table are you sitting at? That's a great question.
I like to think I sat at the cool kid table once upon a time.
The athletes?
We went straight from baseball PE to lunch. We all sat together.
All right. This was a poor line of questioning.
Yeah.
I apologize. Withdrawn. We know.
Runner up, Mr. Belair.
Whoa.
Is that true? Wow. Congratulations. I didn't know that.
That's really
Thanks. And just in case Mr. Belair couldn't fulfill all the duties
Sure,
of
something
Mr.
happens
Belair.
to Mr. Belair.
What
yeah.
were the duties of Mr. Belair?
You got a picture in the yearbook.
There had been a disastrous acid attack. Seth would have been there.
She sees you.
She sees me. She's like, oh, sorry, puts out the cigarette. Big hug. She's as bubbly and sweet as she is on her phone call. She's absolutely delightful. Thank you for coming. I know this was last minute. Maybe you were right about art world being a little full of goodness. These pieces are they're awful.
But you don't know.
I don't know, but I know.
But does she know? Is she commenting on them?
So
Is
Wait,
is she on the wall? Is her work on the no?
Before we get to the art, sparkometer,
Because of the
smoking?
cigarette?
yeah, I mean, and she reeked of cigarette smoke. So
At this point, what's feeling better? Making out with the rat mouth or making out with the cigarette mouth?
ashtray mouth for sure.
Yeah. Now, as a doctor, which do you think is a higher risk? Secondhand smoke or potential rat virus?
Rat virus for sure.
That rat's got to be clean.
Is it?
If it doesn't work out with this artsy girl, could you ask the cool girl to get a rat tested?
How far do you have to be into a relationship where you ask to get someone's pet tested?
So she's taking me around the gallery, which it's not big. It's there's probably 30 pieces total.
Describe like a piece or two. Like, what are we looking at?
So there's sculpture and painting. Most of the paintings are small, like no more than like 8x10s. Mostly black and white stuff. And just it just looks like things splattered and
Did you feel like you could do that art?
like with my eyes closed.
Seth is, for those listening, lazily brush stroking and flicking his paintbrush.
And then there's like schmears, and then there was like some pencil shading.
They were serving bagels?
Yeah, a little smear. A little smear. And I don't know. And then there's like a handprint in the middle of one of them. And
Okay, that speaks to me.
Sure. But the sculpture was just completely nonsensical. It just, things were just melting. And I didn't. And she's trying to do her best to explain what she sees to me. And I'm like,
And
I'm asking.
What does she say? What does she see?
She saw the shading and the sun coming from this way, and then the lighting doing this thing, and they had
God.
Is this feeling like she's being pretentious in talking to
No.
you? Is she talking
No,
down
no,
to you?
no.
Is she trying to show off for you? Is she just kind of like
I think
trying
she's
to...
legitimately telling me what she sees. I mean, this is her world. She's like, I don't know. She's trying to sort of welcome me into it.
And what do you say? Are you like, yeah, I see that too?
No. I'm just like, huh.
And now, is any other conversation happening that's not art related?
We are absolutely chit-chatting, life questions, just the usual first date stuff.
Okay,
Where's
what's
she
your
from?
Rick and
How old
Morty?
is she?
Southern Cal. I'm gonna next date is gonna get a Rick and Morty question. Southern California girl, surfed also a little bit as a kid, also snowboards. I mean, she's great. She's cool.
Okay.
I'm doing the same thing. Backstory: how I got to LA, this, that, and the other. It's just the usual first date stuff, getting to know each other.
But
type
surrounded by melting sculptures.
stuff. Surrounded by melting sculptures and smears of art.
Was there food?
Yeah, there was little appetizers.
How was it?
Not good. It was all vegan stuff. It was terrible.
Oh no. Does she sense your discomfort?
No, I'm fine. I'm not awkward at this stuff. I'm trying.
In the eye of the beholder.
Sure, fair. But I'm wearing like a white button down, and everybody's in something.
Oh, interesting. So you
You're
were like
dressed wrong for
like
the
a
occasion.
preppy guy.
I guess. I mean, I don't have art gallery ensemble per se.
We can work on that.
Does Josh? Do you have anything to borrow? Art gallery opening stuff?
Yeah,
I have a pair of black jeans, I think.
he has a jacket
Does that
he
count?
wears to tasting menus.
Perfect.
And I think that would also work.
Perfect.
So, okay, I need to know how slowly you're moving through the gallery.
This is about an hour.
It's a lot of time on each piece.
No, it's not. It's like 2 minutes a piece.
Yeah, but you have nothing to say about that.
I can say, yeah, good. Oh, I like that one. Yeah,
oh, you
okay.
did? You like some?
No,
Did you
no,
pick
but
a-
I
did you
said
pick out a
that.
favorite? Did you say,
Yeah.
this is my favorite?
Yeah, the $4,000 one actually was the one that I actually kind of liked.
Oh.
You have high taste.
Clearly. About an hour in, she goes, all right, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. You coming? I'm like, "Ugh."
Did you ask her about that? Why she didn't put it on her profile?
No.
Yeah, did you grill her?
So I was like, all right, I'm going to stay here, go do your thing, meet me right back here. I went and grabbed a glass of wine.
How was the wine? Yeah. Was it vegan wine?
No, it was natural.
natural
Definitely
wine.
natural wine.
Oh,
no.
man.
I'm
You're
like,
pretty Texas.
what? What does that have to do with Texas?
You're just a little bit Texas.
I'm like, all right, this isn't going anywhere. How do I get the hell out of here?
Okay.
Oh, so sparkometer's tumbled. You don't have a lot to talk
She's
about.
clearly
No,
a, she's clearly a smoker.
smoker. Smoker's
Yeah,
almost the
that's
biggest
hard.
thing here
That's
for you.
hard.
It's gonna be tough. I would even consider dating someone who had the occasional cigarette when they went out every now and then. That wouldn't be that big a deal. This was a smoker.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's really fair because if someone's a smoker, it does impact your life.
Correct.
Because
It
you
affects
are
your life,
living
too.
with like it's everything in their hair, in your bed.
All right, so
You got to get out.
The clock is ticking and
Clock
you're
is
done.
ticking. She comes back. She says, "There's gonna be an after party. Do I want to go?"
Mm.
It's like, I
So
would.
she's feeling it.
I'm not sure if she is or just being super nice. I mean, she's super friendly, super bubbly,
Yeah.
and I would totally hang out with this girl for sure. But like, I've got work in the morning.
Doctor, it's a really
yeah.
important job. Life saving.
Can we? Let's definitely catch up this week and connect again when I'm back in town.
But you know you're not gonna. You don't want it.
But I'm not gonna just be like, I'm not feeling this. You're great.
This is a good question
Quit
for our listeners.
smoking.
I want to know from our listeners because initially when you were in LA, all these women were being really just sort of direct with you. I'm interested to know if it's kinder to just say, okay, this isn't a fit.
But still on the date?
Yeah.
On the dismount? I thought
Yeah,
most of them came
they
the next
gotta
day on
come
a
in a
text
text.
or
Yeah,
something,
you're
right?
right.
I mean,
You're right.
not gonna...
Either one is fine.
Okay.
I think the fade away, as we've discussed, is completely appropriate. You went out, no one reaches out the next day. That's it. It's gone forever. And I think also saying, hey, I had a really nice time. Not sure, we're super compatible, but let's stay in touch. I think that's super fine and friendly and easy to move on from at that point.
Okay.
All that being said, she has actually texted a couple times.
Oh.
Maybe we'll grab a coffee sometime down the road, but no one's asked each other out.
But she's initiated conversations, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's a
that
Bumble
would
gal.
suggest interest.
Perhaps, but I mean, I would do something very platonic, very friendly. I would take her to Topgolf.
But you can bring your clubs because your friends own
Correct.
them anyway.
On top of that, she took me to her world. I can take her to my world.
Nice. Oh yeah, I think she would really, really respond to Topgolf.
I think they've got great art there. Good corporate art there.
What do you think it says that your world is Top Golf? Well, Seth, I'm sorry about it.
Nah, this was okay. This was okay.
I think as homework, everyone should bring in a poem for next week.
Well, that's what I was gonna do, is pull up a poem to just go out making Seth really uncomfortable.
Good.
You're gonna go with that?
Yeah.
No, that one's on The Simpsons. He'll know that one. He'll have positive associations with that one.
Ryan of the Ancient Mariner?
The Raven.
Oh, I do like Edgar Allan Poe.
See,
Okay.
look, that.
There you go.
Believe it or not, those are poems.
Agree to disagree.
Meghan has Googled poems by Jewel.
Wow.
I think of the scrutiny and shrink beneath its million eyes. Has she gained weight? Does blue become her? Is she losing her light? Never. I believe her intent is growing, if not her skill.
Yeah, didn't catch any of that.
See, they're dragons and they're having sex.
That's what I love about it.
Is it really?
Yes.
I'm being serious. Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, great.